Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
What is one to do if he accidentally skipped the middle of the blessing of Yetzirah in his Shacharis prayer? So as we know, after Yishtabach we begin the first blessing of Birchas Kriya Shema, which is quite a long blessing. It begins with Yetzirah Baruch Cheshech, Tisparich Lenetzach, then we say Kedusha of Kadosh Kadosh, Baruch Kavod, and we finally concluded with the blessing of Baruch Atah Hashem Yetzirah Ma'eris. Now what happens if one accidentally, with a slip of a tongue, after saying the beginning of the blessing Baruch Atah Hashem Yetzirah Baruch Cheshech, etc., he somehow skipped to the end of the blessing and concluded Baruch Atah Hashem Yetzirah Ma'eris, meaning he skipped all the Kedusha, the Tisparich, the Baruch Kavod Hashem Kaimai, the whole middle was skipped over. What is the halacha? So we find in the Talmud and Paiskim a discussion regarding if one mixed up the brachas of Birchas Kriya Shema of the morning with the blessings of Birchas Kriya Shema of the evening of Ma'ariv, and he either began with the night's blessing by the morning, or he began with the morning blessing by the morning, but concluded with the night's blessing in the end of the morning blessing. And there are different opinions brought in the Rishonim, and the bottom line is that we rule that you got to begin and end the blessing properly. So rules the Alter Rebbe in 59.1 that the beginning and end of the blessing must be said properly according to the nusach of the morning Birchas Kriya Shema. However, he continues, the middle of the blessing does not invalidate the blessing if it was skipped. Meaning that so long as one said the opening statement of Baruch Atah Hashem Yetzirah Baruch Cheshech and concluded with the concluding statement of Baruch Atah Hashem Yetzirah Ma'eris, then even if he skipped everything in the middle, he fulfills his obligation. He skips Kedusha, he skipped Baruch Kavod Hashem Kaimai, b'diavad it is valid. And so is likewise the conclusion of other Paiskim, the Mechaber, the Taz, and others, and as is evident from many of the rulings of the Alter Rebbe and the Shulchan Aruch, this is not just a ruling that is relevant specifically to the blessing of Yetzirah, but is actually relevant to all long blessings, with exception of Birchas Hamazon, that if one accidentally skipped the middle of the blessing, he nonetheless fulfills his obligation. So to summarize, if one began the blessing of Yetzirah properly and accidentally skipped the middle and went straight to Baruch Atah Hashem Yetzirah Ma'eris, he fulfills his obligation. He is not to go back and repeat anything, even though he skipped Kedusha in the middle, and is simply to continue davening. And the same applies by any long blessing, that if the middle is skipped but the beginning and concluding bracha was said properly, that it is valid.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.